Hey everybody, this time we are back with Alice Cooper, A Fistful of Alice. That's right. I haven't done Alice in a while. I haven't done an official live in a while. I've done a few boots. This album is also known as Live at Cabo. It's the exact same album. Um, North American release is always the same on all of them. Track listing is always the same. There are some songs that apparently were left out, which is a shame. Especially since Alice typically does less than a 90-minute show to start with. And that means for a live CD, you could get most of Alice's live show onto a single CD. This did have a bonus studio album track on here, so that was cool that way. It was nice to get a new track because at this point things had been running a little bit dry for Alice with the new material. We had gotten the Trash album, followed by the Hey Stupid album, followed by the Last Temptation album, followed by basically silence for the rest of the decade. This came out right before the box set did, and those were the only other releases outside of the three previously mentioned albums from the 90s. And technically Trash doesn't count because Trash was in the 80s. But let's get into the actual track list on here. This is, for the most part, all Alice Cooper standards. There is two songs on here I would say were not live standards at the time. One still is not a live standard, and another one kind of comes and goes every now and then. All right, so the album opens up with School's Out, which is really cool. I did see Alice when he was touring and opening with School's Out. Not opening with School's Out was actually a really, really cool choice. It was actually really interesting because there was one particular tour he opened with School's Out and closed with School's Out. And it might have been around this time, which could be why the set list is a little bit shorter. Opening with School's Out to me was kind of nice, especially at this time because it was like, open it, get it open and done with, get it out of the way, move on. Great. Then you go into 18. I'm 18. I feel the exact same way, but I'm 18. Get it over and done with, get it out of the way, get it out. And those are the first two songs. That's great. Then we're into Desperado, which unfortunately Alice does not do as often as I would like live. I really do wish Alice did Desperado live a little more often. Then we go from there into Lost in America, which is sadly a song that Alice has kind of dropped from the repertoire over the years. And it's a shame because I love Lost in America. Great tune. Sadly, it turned into my life. But you know, what are you going to do? Then you got Teenage Lament 74, a song which Alice never did live. Like, as far as I know, there was a list that circulated for decades on songs that Alice has never performed live. And Teenage Lament 74 was on there and had, as far as I know, finally had to be taken off just because of this album. I don't know if it ever was done prior to this or not. Then you get I Never Cry, the ballad from the Alice Cooper Goes to Hell album, which was a little surprising to see on here. This is another one which really isn't done too often. Once in a while it'll come and go out of the set list, but it's not a regular. After that you get Poison, which I can deal without. $1 Billion Babies, which is fantastic. Always love that one live. Welcome to My Nightmare, which is always great live. Only Women Bleed, which with having I Never Cry on here, I really don't feel like you need Only Women Bleed as well. I feel that's kind of just a cop-out. A little too ballady for my liking. Then you get into Feed My Frankenstein, which is awesome. Elected, which finishes the live show. which tells me that this was recorded in 96 because Alice only does elected during election years. And then the album finishes with the brand new track Is Anyone Home, which is a studio album track. Early days. Remember, like I said, this was 97, so this would have been the early days of the internet when people were suffering from addiction to the internet. Not porn addiction or anything, just addiction, Everybody's glued to their damn phones now. Well, this song was when people were glued to their computers at home instead of glued to their phones. Yes, it is. Alice was that ahead of the curve on that one. There are special guests on this album. Rob Zombie does guest vocals on Elected and Feed My Frankenstein. Slash comes out and does lead guitar on Lost in America, Only Women Bleed, and Electric. Elected. Sorry, I was looking at something else. And then Sammy Hagar does lead guitar on School's Out. Cabo, of course, being Sammy Hagar's bar. At least it was. I don't know if he still owns Cabo. It's the tequila place he sold. This album was originally recorded because it was supposed to be a replacement for the Alice Cooper Show album. Because Alice said he was never happy with the Alice Cooper Show and he wanted something that reflected the band live more. This doesn't do it, as far as I'm concerned. They rushed through a lot of the songs on here. Like, there's certain points you can tell on a tour where everybody's just been playing the songs for so long on the tour that they just kind of plow through the songs without even thinking about it. And it's not like they're like speeding the songs up super fast or anything like that, but they're speeding everything up just a little bit quick enough that you realize that, wow, they're kind of plowing through these songs quickly. Really kind of giving more of a high energy to them, which, no complaints. But once again, it really feels like they're kind of plowing through this, which was kind of the problem with the Alice Cooper show, is they kind of plowed through the songs on the set list, reproducing what they did in the show. Of all the Alice Cooper shows that I have covered, of all the bootlegs, unofficial releases, official releases, everything else like that, the Raise the Dead live in Vakken is probably the best live show so far, honestly. Alice is one of those people that, because of the show itself, sometimes a lot gets lost in an audio compact disc. I always recommend, when it comes to Alice, go get the DVDs instead of the CDs. They never did a live at Cabo Fistful of Alice CD, which I thought was surprising. And there are other ones out there that I would highly recommend. Go pick them up and watch them. I mean, Alice has released enough live DVDs at this point. It's worth getting quite a few of them. And I always recommend look for the ones that come with the DVDs with them so you can have some extra fun with the content. Anyways, folks, yeah, those are my thoughts, my views, my opinions on this one. It's okay, but that's it. It's just okay. Yeah. It's a 5, I guess. 5 out of 10. Yeah. Let me know what you think down below, folks, in the comments. That's what that's for. On your way down there, if you can hit the like button, subscribe button, bell for notification, I'd really appreciate it. There's a couple links worth checking out as well. Otherwise, folks, peace, love, take care.